Welcome to the Shiny Minds Show. Today we're going to talk about what makes my Neuro-Shine technology a mindset technology. This is Dr. Shiny Unsal. I am the proud creator of Neuro-Shine Technology, this Shiny Minds Show, and your Neuro-Shine coach. And in today's episode, we are going to break down the components of Neuro-Shine technology as a Neuro-Shine and technology. And then we're going to look at what do I really mean by Neuro-Shine technology, what it is for, what you are going to do with Neuro-Shine technology, and how is it going to change your life dramatically. As we talked about the definition of the Shiny Minds show last week, this week in episode 2 of season number 5, we're going to dive deep into your neurons. The world of your neurons, as you know it, is going to be enlightened and it is going to meet your leadership brilliance. If you're ready, let's go. All right, what is neuro? Well, obviously, neuro represents your mindset, your mental world, your brain, the mechanics behind what you do and why you do that. It is the machine of the human. It is the machine of your thoughts, your behaviors, your communication, your experiences, and then the way that you look at life, the machine that drives your body, that actually moves your hands, and like everything that you have in your mind is actually what makes you unique. Although we have the same brain, we have very, very different set of neurons in our brain. So to put it into perspective, you have about 100 billion neurons in your brain. Let me just say that again. 100 billion neurons. Do you know what that means? It means that you are carrying almost half the amount of stars that you can count in the Milky Way galaxy in your brain. Like literally. I mean, I did not count it, but I researched. When you do a research, you will see that in the Milky Way galaxy, there are about 200 to 400 billion stars. So if there are 200 or 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, in our galaxy, and if you have 100 billion neurons in your brain, you see what I'm saying? If it is 200, like you have half of it in your brain. Isn't that crazy? Like it is literally a lot more than the whole universe. So that's what fascinates me. It's truly fascinating to have those like uncountable gazillion neurons in your brain. Like within the skull, you have a whole universe that you carry. And all of those neurons, they actually form a set of neural pathway. And in that neural pathway, they actually master something. Let me give you an example. When you are thinking about your strengths, certain set of neurons, they come together and they actually create this huge community, okay? And in that community, you have all those teeny tiny neurons that you have pre-programmed to know, to retrieve, and to remember what you are super good at, your strengths. And when you are thinking about your weaknesses, it is the same thing. You have a set of neurons, different neural pathways that you have pre-programmed to know, retrieve, and remember your weaknesses. And that's why It literally is your own internal programming that creates this neural communities inside. And they are almost like the hardware of your personal computer. So let's put that analogy. If you know the components of a computer, you have the RAM, the memory, you have the processor, you have the power circuit, you have a ton of components. And just like that, you also do have your components as your neural pathways, as the hardware of your neural computer upstairs in your brain. And that's why, to me, the mind is where it all begins, because it is the machinery that we carry. And just like the machine in your car, if the machine is broken, the car is just not going to drive, right? So that's why you really, really have to take care of the machine, the brain, and at the very teeny tiny level, you have the neurons as the components. Like if a biologist looks at a cell, it doesn't actually make any sense. The biologist needs to actually go deeper. So the biologist needs to look at the components of the cell. It needs to look at the proton, the neutron, the nucleus, and everything that makes an atom inside, like the little components, so that they can analyze what is really going on inside the cell. The same thing goes with our machinery, with our brain. In order to understand our brain, we have neuroscience, we have neuroplasticity, we have neurology, we have different disciplines studying the brain. And the brain is actually a huge organ. So in order to understand the organ of the brain and the cells inside the brain, which are your neurons, like you need to go inside and then you need to look at the mechanics, how they form, how they come back together, and then how they learn information, and then how they can just let go of each other and then unlearn the information. This is actually where we shape ourselves, shape our thoughts, shape our beliefs, our values, our personality, and our character. It literally is this game of learning and unlearning and choosing what to own, what not to own, starting with the neurons. And that's why I am so super passionate and super almost like obsessed about the neurons. Because when you look at everything at the neural level, it literally guides you through your whole brain structure. I'll give you an example. Last year, I did my brain scan with Dr. Daniel Amen here in Miami. And I was super excited to meet my neurons for the first time. Turns out your whole personality, it's so real. It actually shows up in your brain scan. Like I know that I'm very, very, very excellence oriented. I am not going to use the word perfectionist because I know some of you don't get along with that word. And to me, perfection actually represents doing the excellent, like the best of the best, like anything that I can do within my power, I will do. And that is excellence. And then did you know that you have actually neurons that they come together to actually create your excellence? So I have some set of neurons that are able to detect some errors almost like a mile away. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but you know the point. It literally is a set of neurons that I have pre-programmed, and then they became the hardware in my personality. They actually run the show. They are the hardware. And how do we turn that hardware into software? Because the hardware is the physical components, right? So when the neuron is actually a physical particle, now we're going to go into quantum physics, because physics is the tangible, quantum physics is the intangible, almost intangible because of the energy vibration. So when the hardware is tangible, when you just understand the mechanics of unlearning the information, when you just keep becoming aware and willing, which is where the formula of change that I created as part of my Neuro-Shine technology becomes super useful. Because when you now are aware of what you need to, let's say the word destroy, because it's super negative in your hardware and it is harming you, by complete awareness and willingness and consistent awareness and willingness, you actually get to unlearn that negative trait of yours. You get to make that set of neurons, that community of neurons, you literally program them, hey, it is time to let go of that. It is time to forget that. And then they actually go ahead and let it go. They literally part ways. And then that's how you unlearn. And then unlearning is the process of turning your hardware into software. When it becomes software, now it is infinite potentiality, just like in the cosmic world. And now we are going into metaphysics, and that's why my PhD in metaphysics is going to be very useful right now. When the hardware becomes software in our neurons, when we go deeper into the frequencies of your neurons with quantum physics, and then turn that into infinite possibilities with the metaphysics, now we're talking about really creating your own reality. So within the neural pathways, within the realms of thought, we actually create our destiny. We create our personality. And in our personality, we create our reality. So those are all related. Perhaps you're like, what are you talking about, Shiny? It is, to me, that's why I'm super passionate about it. And that's why I created my Neuro-Shine technology. And that's why I start with the mind. And that's why neuro is your nervous system, your neurons altogether, 100 billions of them, actually, in my language, gazillion of them. And it all starts in the mind. It all starts in your neurons. So hope that one is clear, because now I'm going to talk about the second component of my Neuro-Shine technology, shine. What does that mean? Well, shine means the cosmic light is shining through your vessel. Okay? So we all want to shine, don't we? We all want to shine our light. We all want to shine bright. Like there is something about the stars and the sky and shining in our power, shining with our light. Like there is something about it. It is so human, and it is so deep in our core that we cannot deny. It is undeniable. And when I talk about shine, obviously I named myself Shiny, like I explained in my previous episode. The shine is the cosmic light entering into the neurons. Okay. So the light enters into the neurons, and then the light becomes your light. And your light actually means your truth, not somebody else's truth, not your neighbors, your mothers, your fathers, your husbands, your wives, your children's, your friends, your coworkers. No, no, no. None of those. I call them OPOs. It's got to be your own light. It's got to be your own truth. And that's why when you shine with your own truth, that also represents your North Star, your consciousness, your alignment with your authentic self, your alignment with your truth. And at the end of the day, it's your enlightenment. Okay. So the shine, when your neurons, they actually connect with the neurites in your heart, because your heart has its own cells and they are called neurites. So the neurons and the neurites, they are actually in constant love. They're dating. They've been dating for centuries. So when the neurites around your heart and your neurons in your mind, in your brain, when they are coherent, when they are in love harmoniously, then they create this electric activity in your brain that you can measure, and you can actually see it with your naked eye, and you can actually see the light shining, and it's just brilliant. And that is your cosmic brilliance, and that is what we all have. It's undeniable, it's unquestionable, it is right there. It's your shine, it's your light, it's your consciousness, it's your enlightenment. And for you to live with your truth, you need to tap into your light. You need to find what makes your heart sing. You need to be doing what you love. You need to be loving your life, and then you need to be loving yourself. If you do not love yourself, it is not possible to love others. So the shine concept also brings you to the point that, hello, everybody has their own light. Everybody has their own way to shine. Stop dimming others' lights. Stop telling them how to shine. Stop trying to control the amount of light they bring to the world. Stop dealing with others. Go within. You have your light within you. You have your shine within you. When it is your time to shine, it's going to be unstoppable. So that is my take on shining, shininess. And it actually is all wrapped up with the concept of self-actualization. When you are able to actualize yourself, then we can talk about shining your light. Isn't that right? Think about it. When your light shines, it means you are actually actualized. You are literally putting yourself out there the way that you want to be. You're choosing who you want to be. You're choosing how you want to show up in the world. And that's how you are shining your light. And then there is a whole cosmic power within you that is co-creating your light together with you. So that is what I mean by shine. So that's also in the pocket. And now we're going to talk about technology, and then I'm just going to put it all together in my definition of Neuro-Shine Technology. So technology obviously is the part that is the most innovative part of my Neuro-Shine Technology. It represents growth. It represents expansion, development, updating, upgrading. It's just like, iPhone, if you're like me, every year getting a new iPhone. Now we are using iPhone 16. I have the Pro Max. And then every time a new iPhone comes, it also comes with a software installed in it, right? So what do you get here and there in your phone as a notification? Time for an upgrade, right? Time for an update. So it tells you software update needed, and then you need to update the software. Otherwise, you're going to fall short on what is really possible with you with all the resources that you have available. Guess what? It is the same thing. And I already gave you the analogy of thinking your brain as your personal computer, and then your neurons inside as the components, which are able to move from hardware to software, software to hardware. So in your personal computer, your neurons are going to need to be updated regularly. If you do not update your neurons regularly, you're going to fall short. You're going to fall behind, and you're absolutely going to be outdated. Okay. And it is about your thoughts, your belief systems, and your values, your expectations, your personality, who you are, what you do, why you do those. Because every time You live life. Every day you live a different experience. Every day you become somebody else. You are actually becoming more. And that becoming more requires a process of updating yourself. When you update yourself, do you know what that means? It means sitting down, reflecting, and asking yourself, okay, what do I want to keep as my behaviors? What do I want to let go of? What do I want to keep as my values? What do I want to let go of? Who do I want to keep around me because they improve me and they give me good vibes and then they push me to my best? And who do I want to let go of? Whose energy is draining me? Whose vibe is controlling me? And whose thoughts are judging me, whose words are hurting me. So, those are the things that you need to ask yourself. And you can also consider this as your personal life audit, like when you audit your life with all the 6W1H that I talk about, contextual intelligence as part of my Neuro-Shine technology, you actually get clear about where you are in your life. And then accordingly, you can do the software update. And then when you update, you're now, okay, so I elevated my thoughts. I elevated my level of consciousness. I elevated my environment and now I am a new being. So technology part is actually given. We are all given this technology. The biggest technology is our body. Okay. So you live with the most advanced technology. Think about it. When you cut your arm, do you need to consciously order and communicate with your arm and to tell your arm, hey, arm, go heal? No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't do that. What happens instead is your arm has the inner technology to know what to do to heal itself. So that is a technology that we definitely need to get fascinated about. I get fascinated about these little things and then I get like super passionate and then I get this like childlike curiosity to understand. And I believe that is also the part that why I named my curriculum, my life curriculum, the curriculum that I created to change and grow and to become our best self in alignment with our truth, which is my Neuro-Shine technology, as a technology. Because to me, it's a technology. Becoming your best requires an update. Therefore, it's a technology. Leveling off your thoughts requires a software update. And then that is in the neurons, your personal computer. So that is, again, a technology. Living in alignment with your truth as your authentic self requires an update, and therefore it's a technology. So it is all mindset to me, and it's all about how we use the machine and then how we program, reprogram, deprogram, and use the technology, become resourceful, become creative. And then this technology is what we are going to integrate in the modern world, in the modern society. Obviously, we have all the other tools like the robots now, the AI, and the quantum computers. It's just going nuts with like crazy fast way that we all as humanity. And as we evolve as humanity, we definitely want to remember we still have the biggest technology within ourselves, which is our body, our brain, heart, the soul that is in our DNA. It's actually written in our DNA. And also the neurons, they do carry the whole cosmic vibration that is needed to rewire itself every time we consciously choose to. And that's why now, let me just put it all together. We covered the technology part briefly as well. What it really means with my Neuro-Shine technology is actually, it is the technology for truth. I created Neuro-Shine technology because I needed it. I needed something to help me let go of all my early childhood conditioning, to let go of all the behaviors, thought patterns, language patterns, everything that I didn't like and accept about myself. I needed a toolbox, a curriculum, something practical, scientific, and evidence-based that is proven, that is not going to leave me hanging and wondering why it didn't work. I just needed something that would work, that would truly help me. And in the end, I would be my true self. I would be who I am meant to be. I would be my maximum potential. I would become the person that I want to become. I would live the life that I would dream to live. And then I would create the impact that I know in my soul that I was born to create. So that's why I become so passionate. And that's why my Neuro-Shine technology is the technology for truth. And I am actually super passionate about the Neuro-Shine part of my technology because that's where the magic happens. And so that's why in my next episode, I'm going to talk about what is a Neuro-Shine moment, because it is also a part of my curriculum, right? So when we also cover what is a Neuro-Shine moment and what is it used for and why should you care about it, so it is all going to make more sense, and it is all going to serve you at a higher level. So there we have it, the definition of my Neuro-Shine technology, the technology for truth, change, and growth in alignment with what's in your heart. It's alignment, it's enlightenment, and it is your cosmic brilliance. My Neuro-Shine technology is where neuroscience meets your leadership brilliance. So I hope you enjoyed this session. If you did, please share it, put a like on it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and put a comment below and tell me what you think about my Neuro-Shine technology. I would love to hear what you think about it. And until next time, my dear Shiny Mind, this is Dr. Shiny, and keep your light shining.
Oh, she's the shiny one, shiny one, shiny